Why can't we purchase the same strain consistently? We explore the lifespan of a strain.
Florida's Smart and Safe petition gains momentum in parking lots all across the state.
We got some updates on the hemp regulation bill that threatens small businesses.
Gas station weed is on a temporary hold as Green Thumb plans for posting up at Circle K gets stuck in litigation.
All this and some thick clouds on today's show.
Hey, we hope you got your weed and your coffee because we're dragging ass, but we're going to get you through this podcast. I'm your host, Sunny D.
And I'm Captain J. And we're the Pot Smoking Moms.
Hey, if this is your first time here, welcome. We hope you get real comfortable. And if you have heard us before, welcome back. We appreciate your ears. If you like us, we ask that you please rate, review, subscribe, share our podcast,
Check out our website.
and just be friends with us generally. Check us out on all social medias. You can go to potsmokingmoms.com and find everything there.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I am ready to sesh. I haven't smoked in a while.
I know, and it's been a really long day for us, which you'll hear all about. So if you want, go ahead and pack your bowl or grab your joints. We're headed for a fluent smoke sesh. Just the tip.
just the tip. I'm sorry. Oh, we're talking about, should we at least start burning? Because today we actually each made ourselves a little cone. You're already toasting. You're already getting started there.
I know.
Well, I packed myself a cone of Lady Madonna number 10. It is known for its energizing properties that promote a feeling of euphoria. So this is different for me. I usually don't go for sativas. The scent is reminiscent of fresh flowers, and the taste is similarly floral with subtle notes of sweetness. Whether you need a little boost to get you through a busy day or you simply want to unwind, number 10 is an excellent choice. Major terpenes is caryophyllene, myrcene, and limonene. And Lady Madonna, if you don't know, is the title of a Beatles song.
Which is very appropriate for Captain J.
I'm not going to lie. It's why I bought the strain. And it's number 10. Number 10 was my beeper code.
Oh, gosh. Number 10 is my beeper. You know, I'm number 10.
For J. For the letter J. It's the 10th letter in the alphabet.
Nice.
We're aging ourselves here.
Well, cheers for that because...
you already lit your cake boss over there.
My cake boss is a sativa-leaning hybrid created by crossing mango haze and layer cake. It has a smooth and distinct haze-style flavor, accented by a sweet aftertaste. The strain emits a sweet pine-like scent and provides a euphoric, creative buzz with relaxed finish.
We both got some sativa leading. We need the energy.
Cheers.
After our day. Cheers.
We got Uncle Jesse with the bong sounds there for us.
I feel really awkward.
Smoking a J?
No, I feel really awkward that we're doing this without our headphones. Because I'm used to hearing
your own voice
in the headphones. Yeah. So this is a first for us.
Yeah, it's a little different. I feel a little more free though.
Free.
You know?
My ears can breathe.
But
all right. Thank you, Fluid, for our smoke sesh. Make sure to go check out the link in our bio on Instagram or on our website. Check out their rewards program. Check out their stuff.
Yeah,
get us a little traffic
QR
through that
code.
Link. Jesse put the
QR
code
support
up.
Our sponsors like they support us. If you're watching us on YouTube, which at this point you should watch us on YouTube, or actually you might be able to watch us on Spotify too. So you might be watching us on Spotify. We do flash up QR codes, so it'll send you right through to the link where you're supposed to go. So this oh my god, I can't believe it's like we're recording this on a Saturday. It feels like a whole weekend has passed by. Like in the span of 3 days, I feel like,
because we usually record Saturday during the day and a Saturday night, and we actually spent Saturday doing shit with
Yeah.
our families and still getting together and recording.
Yeah, busy. Yes, last night we took the kids out to see the Mario Brothers movie. So me and my neighbor, she has two twin boys that are the same age as my oldest. They just turned 6. So we went with them, which is cool because we don't really ever get to spend too much quality time with our neighbors because we're usually like, chasing after the kids or whatever. But we were able to go watch the movie. It was nice. It's really cute for those of you who, it's nostalgic. Like we grew up playing Mario Brothers. So it was really cute. The kids enjoyed it. And then we went out to dinner at our favorite new place, which is like that. It's like
The beer place with the market.
Yeah, the market. It's like what do you call it? Like a food court. So there's like so many different restaurants under one area.
Food market or whatever.
Yeah, so we went there. The kids run around. There's always a bunch of kids there. So, it's family friendly. It was lots of fun. And then today was the first school birthday that
So how did that go? The one you told us about last week.
Yeah. It reminded me why I don't like throwing birthday parties. It's like a lot. It's very overwhelming. I mean, even for me, it was very overwhelming. It was fun. I feel like my kid, my 5-year-old, is not very assertive. So they were doing like games and stuff, and she felt kind of like, I don't know if she felt like the odd man out, or she wasn't comfortable. It was at the beach too, so like they were barefoot, so they were complaining about the sand gets hot and stuff. But
yeah,
like, that's we're at the beach. If I'm at a party and they're playing "If Life Is a Highway, I'm gonna ride it all night long," I'm not having a good time, the music selection. And then and then the kids started doing karaoke roll to Frozen. I was like, it's kid party, you got to remind yourself that, but at the same time, it's
not for you.
You gotta put a stop to some of the you gotta put boundaries in for stuff, right? Kid karaoke, that's just too much,
But they love it.
They had fun. It was interesting. There was a lot
Kid
of
karaoke.
My husband at one point was like, "Oh, a lot of the dads are wearing those long sleeve fisherman shirts."
Yeah.
And I was like, we felt a little, it was very white in there. I yearn for my Hispanic friends and my Black friends when I'm like kind of stuck in a very white situation.
Predominantly white.
Predominantly, yeah, because I'm like, oh my God, I feel like the odd man out. There's, and then there was someone in the distance with un guiro, like doing the. And I was just like, my people are calling me.
They're calling me.
So and I was just like, man, I need to get some Hispanics in here.
I was like at the most Cuban birthday
party. Oh my God, for real?
You were at the most Cuban today, and it was the most Cuban birthday party. It was like the abuelita there reminded me of my abuelita, and like I even ran into an old family friend.
You did?
While I was there. Like as soon as I went in, well,
that's Hialeah as fuck, by the way.
Well, it was in Hialeah for one.
Yeah.
It was at their house, and actually, you know how for Julian's birthday we had that one friend from school that came with his brother, and it was the only friend of ours that we had there that was from school.
Mm-hmm.
Those parents that came, that I was like, oh my God, I hope the house doesn't smell like weed. Let me hide anything weed, like looking. It was their son's birthday.
It was their house?
Yeah, it was their house. And they lived literally like down the street and around the block, like 3 blocks down that way, make a right, and then right there. So we got there and there was no parking because it was so full already. We were late. We got there at like 1:30 and it started at 12.
Sucks, yeah.
So we live so close. Johnny just dropped us off and then drove back and then walked over. But as soon as I walk in, I see this girl that lived across the street from my dad growing up. So like they lived across the street from us 30 years. The neighbors are still there. She's obviously grown up an adult now with her own family. Out. She was there because it was a birthday party for brothers. One was turning 8, one was turning 9. The 9-year-old is in 3rd grade with my son, and the 8-year-old is in 2nd grade with her son.
Oh.
So that's how she was there. I was like, oh, okay. And it was really funny because I haven't seen this girl. Like I've seen her online. Like I've seen her as an adult online, but I've never like interacted with her as an adult. It's always been like when we were young. I was a teenager. She was like a kid, you know?
And now you're parents?
And now we're parents and our kids are at the same birthday party.
That's pretty
and
funny.
She's a PSM. She's a pot smoking mom because she follows us on Instagram.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I don't know if she listens to the show. If you are, hi, Maylee. But I know she's following us on Instagram because I noticed a long time ago that she did. And I've run into her a couple times, but I've never had a chance to like actually hang out. So that was nice. So we might actually hang out. We exchange our phone numbers. Which would be nice because, you know, the thing that you talked about last episode, like the unicorn mom, that viral TikTok or whatever thing you saw with the
what is that called?
Venn
diagram. Yeah, about the proximity and the kids' age and interests.
Literally meets all those things, you know, and you know, they're super close. They live in the townhomes right by the elementary school. So it's like,
yeah,
you know,
right there.
Oh, then we'll see. I hope it'll be
all in the neighborhood.
Yeah. But
it's
same thing,
nice.
But super Cuban birthday party. And he was like, from the moment we got there, they're like, oh, Julian. They got so excited when he got there. Boom, he went off to play. It was a pool party. So they were swimming in the pool. And then also they had a big slide, like a water slide.
Oh, for real?
So up and down that shit all day.
That's fun.
And he didn't even want to leave. It was like 5 something. It was like, it was 6 o'clock, I think. And we're like, we gotta go, you know. I had to leave to come back and work on content for the podcast. And Johnny stayed there with with Johnny. Johnny stayed there with him. But I'm not there yet. I'm not there where it would be nice to be there with them because they're so close. Right. And it would be nice that he can have that kind of friendship with this friend where they ride their bikes to each other's house and they hang out, you know, because they're so close to each other and they literally play every day together online playing Roblox.
Yeah, it's just so why not just do it in person?
So it was really nice to see him like actually playing in person with his friends in real life, you know, doing kid shit.
It's crazy. I don't know. You probably don't have to do this as much now because he's older. But it's really crazy how like you do. I mean, I hate having to place myself in the situation where I have to kind of teach my kid to like seek out
friendships,
interactions. Yeah. I was like, oh, hey, there's your buddy Cyrus from school. Like we had seen him at another event. So you kind of have to like push them into playing with each other, or try to like, you know, and I don't want to be too like pushy, but I do want her to understand the opportunities she has to like, you know, I try to tell her, hey, if you want to open up a conversation, say, hi, my name is Sloan. What's your name? Like, you know, you have to gotta get there. Sid, on the other hand, is a wrecking ball.
Yeah, she'll just
my youngest one. People. I feel like she could teach the oldest a thing or two about being assertive.
Yeah.
Because she's a little overly assertive. And she was just like, you know, up in the dirt, in the sands. She was filthy.
The second ones are always more
feral and nuts.
That's crazy because we talked about that today as the conversation is like, oh, so you decided just one because she has 2. She has a 13-year-old or almost a 13-year-old and the 8-year-old that was there. And I was like, oh, you know, I guess it just ended up being one. If another one happens, it happens. But at this point, I don't think it's probably gonna happen. And she's like, good. She's like, good, good job. Like that was a great idea. Yeah. You know, they say too easy.
I've told you before.
Yeah, I know. Like it's like they trick you with the first one. The first one's always really good, and then the second one comes and they're crazy
and they're fucking chaos. It's like that song, that Led Zeppelin song. She's just. And then the thing is I have to ease off the sweets.
Why does that happen?
I have to ease off the sweets with her.
I feel like the further you go, like they're crazier because
I don't know. Yeah, it's weird.
I have 2 younger siblings, and the youngest was always the really worst one. He was bad when we were kids. He was getting in trouble all the time.
In my family. I'm not the worst. The middle child in this situation is my brother.
But growing up, who was the one that was like
we were different? We were 2 separate too. Like
I know was like they were adults when you came along.
Yeah, 12 years. My sister's 12 years and my brother's 8 years older than me.
8 years. Okay, that's not too much older.
That's a lot older.
It's a lot, but it's not like an adult.
Jesse's like, yes, Jesse. Uncle Jesse is reminding me there is a TikTok I want to show you. It's exactly how I felt this weekend, and you guys might relate to it. So here it is. TikTok of the day.
A little mom hack for you is the next time you get ambitious and want to do something nice for your kids, like take them on a walk, just don't do it, because doing anything with kids literally sucks. They will just end up
Literally
all
sucks.
crying and refusing to walk and ruin your entire day. Save yourself the trouble.
I feel like that's a certain age mostly. Well, I don't know. I guess it could be depending on the scenario. It can happen all the time.
And sometimes you feel guilty as a parent and you're like, I want to create the magical childhood for my kid and I want to go do fun stuff and I want to show them the world, and then you take them somewhere and they throw the biggest shit fit and they don't want to be there and their face is all twisted and you're just like, I am doing this for you. So
I gotta say, my son.
He put some
of the comments.
Some of the comments are really hilarious. Someone writes, I know this is supposed to be humor, but it's literally 100% true.
This is funny, but it's also true.
Yes, someone writes,
Kids ruin everything.
Kids ruin everything, like even vacations to Disney. How can you ruin that?
I'm so glad we were being honest about this, because for the longest time I thought I was doing something wrong.
I swear, after they get more feral and ungrateful.
They do see the same thing.
Yeah, I literally dropped my kids off at my parents' house and took myself to the zoo yesterday all alone, and it was glorious.
Oh my God, que rico.
Sometimes it's just like that. I regret doing anything 90% of the time. Sammy is right. Went on a hike to find crystals yesterday. You think I was taking them on a death march?
Oh my God.
For real. And then you take them to go do something. We had taken my kids to the Renaissance Festival. Walking to the car, they're like, where are we going now? And we're like, home. We're going home. They're like, I don't want to go home. And you're just like, where do you want to go?
Oh, these comments are great. See, it's so relatable.
What is
You're not alone, moms. We're all struggling.
Look, this one says, just took my daughter to Disney World for the first time and she asked to go back to the hotel all day.
My son did that too.
I know. Yeah.
My son did. When are we going back to the hotel? When are we going? I'm like, really?
Yeah.
We're in Disney
Exactly.
World.
What happens when you take your kids to a fun place and they're asking you to go home? Like, listen, to me, let's go home.
I'm literally pushing you around in a stroller all day. You don't even have to fucking walk, and you're asking to go back to the hotel. Like, okay, I understand. He can only take so much.
Right.
Sometimes
it's too much.
He needs like a couple hours and then a break, and then he's cool to come back. Like when we did half the day at one park, went to the hotel for a few hours, took a nap, relaxed, ate whatever, and then did another park for the evening.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
And sometimes it's like, fuck it, I'm gonna stay home and just serve my kid, because that's what you do all day. You just serve your kid all day. You gotta serve him everything.
I know.
Yeah, I actually
the other day I got him to heat up his own food and serve himself food.
They're
training him.
Yes,
so
you have to. And if you don't start sometime, you'll never. They'll be 30 and you'll still be making their food.
Making my own food younger than him.
Well, but you were taking care of your siblings.
Yeah.
So that's totally different situation.
Yeah, like I was, but it was like ravioli, like Chef Boyardee shit.
Yeah, well, but what are you not gonna make a fucking Gordon Ramsay
eggs? I did eggs a lot.
I gotta teach Sloan how to do eggs. She loves eggs. I put a thing in the fridge, a water dispenser, so that they could start dispensing their own water, bro. Because I am like,
yeah. He's like, can you give him some? Dude,
yeah.
There's a water dispenser.
The other day I go, hey,
Sloan, water.
She was like, I want water. I'm like, remember how I taught you to go to the refrigerator now? Go take your cup. And she was like, all right, yeah,
let's do this.
Like, yeah, start doing things for yourself.
Yeah, don't make a mess. Don't make mistakes as they learn, but
right. But you gotta
just be prepared to clean it up and like be like, it's okay, you're learning. Now you know to be more careful and hold the cup this way and whatever.
I was gonna tell you something else.
Well,
I don't know if they've done this with you for your school, for Julian, but they're doing a program where they're doing a survival safety swimming classes.
Oh. Okay.
So I'm a little bit nervous because like it's a lot. They have to take their wet bathing suits off and put dry clothes on. They're going to be doing this for 2 weeks. They're going to take them to the YMCA. They're going to teach them with an instructor, and then they're going to go back to the school, which I'm nervous because I'm like, you're transporting my kid.
That's
like
a lot.
and that's a lot. So I was a little bit nervous. I think it's a really good opportunity because kids especially in Florida, there's pools everywhere. There's water everywhere. You need to learn how to swim here. I've heard too many horrible stories where kids, fall into the pool or whatever. And this is really important. But like, I'm having that like thing of like overprotective parent where I'm like, oh, I don't want her to like, it's a lot. Like you have to go. They take you back to school and then you get out of your wet clothes. So we're gonna have to be working on that, like
practice taking the weight bathing suit off at home.
Yeah.
Like have her like.
But then that means I'm gonna have to go to the pool all the time now.
Or just go in the bathtub with her bathing suit.
But yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
that's
like
good.
let her like pretend she's swimming in the bathtub. I used to do that all the time when I was a kid. I didn't have a pool. I swam in the bathtub. That was my pool.
Yeah, bathtub was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. We're teaching children to be independent.
Yes. So yeah, and that's another thing she's already in the phase where her older one can stay home for a little bit with the younger one, and her and her husband can like spend more time doing things. I was like, man, that's nice.
She's like graduated.
Yeah, I mean, her older one's already a teenager.
Yeah, that's cool. You okay? Movies and shows. This is not a movie.
You've been sleeping.
I've been sleeping. Yeah, I haven't
done your homework.
I've been too tired.
You gotta watch it.
Plus, I need someone's Showtime account.
You don't have one. You don't have. Oh, you don't have it on Hulu.
I have
it on
Hulu, but I have the cheap Hulu now. Oh well, you know what? No, I might have someone's password still in my Fire Stick, so maybe
Fire Stick doesn't have it. Like
Fire Stick
doesn't have. I would think it would have it.
Yeah, I have to check, but I have to go on a mission, and I haven't had time for missions lately.
I just need you to watch it because I want to talk about theories.
Theories? Like fan theories of the show?
Like what could be happening? I like to theorize on what could happen.
All right.
You don't like to do that?
I have to find. I don't know. I have to get
It's back.
it.
There she is.
There she is.
There's the show, Yellow Jackets. Watch it.
You'd think they were paying
the
for
other
ad
day,
space
Lauren
on our
and
show.
I did for the last episode, we did a watch along. We watched together.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we're like ready, set, go.
You guys are funny. That's cute. I'd love to do a watch along with our audience.
We should do it. We should. But the thing is, look, I know. Leslie watches and Meredith watches,
and these are our
and
patrons.
Lauren watches. So everybody else needs to watch it. So we could do.
So we could
do like a show, like a book club, where you talk about it.
Well, we also we want to do watch movies with our audience.
Yeah.
So if you guys at home, if you guys have an idea for a movie we'd want to watch together, we could do like a watch party. That'll be fun.
That would be fun.
Hey, if you don't know that we're on YouTube, we are. Look at us.
Look at us,
please. Subscribe to our YouTube page. You can look at us right now while we're saying this and waving our hands in the air. But our YouTube channel, go and give it some love. Subscribe. Give a little thumbs up and a heart.
Comment.
Anything will be very helpful. We
Much
have
obliged.
The Miami Bud Crawl is coming up if you're in Miami.
Yeah. Okay.
May
Friend
6th.
of the podcast, guys.
Yeah. You guys can get a discount.
Listen to us on the regular. You're in this area. You want to come to this Bud Crawl? Use the friend of the podcast promo code and get yourself a discount because it's a little extra off for people that listen.
Yeah, and it's the promo code is friend of the podcast. So when you're checking out, you just put in the discount code friend of the podcast. You'll get a little discount. We plan on hitting up VitaCan. The Flowery jumped on.
Yup.
So we'll be hitting up the Flowery where they have a nice new place there in North Miami.
We went and checked it out. It is a very beautiful,
very nice,
beautiful store.
And we'll be hitting up Grow Healthy, which we had a chance to smoke on some.
All three of these dispensaries have really high quality flower.
Yes, we're very
excited about this
Bud Crawl because we love all of
flower,
these dispensaries. Yeah, I know. We're like, we're old school. We do the flower.
And they have very good quality buds at these places. So
Yeah,
I'm excited. It's going to be a great day
It's gonna be lots of
of
fun.
buying weed and
hanging
singing
out, eating
songs,
snacks.
hanging out, having fun,
So
doing
check
our
it out.
thing.
Also coming up, we have the season finale of
Next
this next week, April 19th. We're going to be doing a live stream. I know we've talked about it in the past. We're going to be doing a live stream for the premiere and a live stream for the finale. So you guys can come participate, come over to our YouTube page. We'll be streaming it over on Facebook as well and Twitch. And you can chat with us live. We'll be doing some of our fun games, our smoke screen game.
Live season finale, Wednesday, April 19th.
Be there. So
It's going to be fun. It's always fun when you guys are there and we can interact with you guys and
live
you can
on the
be
spot,
part
real
of the
time
show and,
yeah, and it's fun.
influence
You're part of the
reactions
show.
from us and you are part of the show.
Right. In real time.
Playing the games with us.
Super fun. So see you there. We want to give a big special thanks before we get into our stories. We want to give a special thanks to our patrons. We love you guys. We appreciate the support. Check out our website and see how you could support us on Patreon. You could get additional perks. We have Discord, and that's kind of like the highlight of our
hangout
Patreon.
spot.
We hang out, we sesh together there. We share all of there's a whole thread for Yellow Jackets. 'Cause Jay is obsessed. So that's
the ones that watch are.
we have threads
It's
for
a weird
TV shows,
show,
but that's But go there. If you can't contribute to our Patreon though,
That's okay.
yeah, you're good here listening. You're doing your part. We appreciate that.
Just review, share our content, share stuff on your stories or on Instagram or wherever. Tell people, tell a friend, share by doing a review. That'd be great. That would help us out in what is it? Apple. Yeah.
Give us some stars.
We'll
on
send you
Spotify.
a sticker.
And
Let us know. Let us know you sent us a review and we would be happy to send you a sticker.
Absolutely. We have arrived at the next destination. It is one of our favorite segments. We got some news snugs.
News Nugs, where we get high and read the news to you.
This is an interesting article here.
Yeah, I thought this was interesting, and I thought it would be a good read.
Well, because
and a good
mostly
discussion.
We go to the dispensary and we find the strain we like, and then you go back to buy the strain and it's no longer there.
Or you try it at a different place and it's not the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the average lifespan of a strain? The way we buy weed has completely transformed alongside a wave of legal reforms in cannabis occurring worldwide over the past decade. There has also been a marked change in how smokers select the types of flowers to enjoy. The hype machine fueling trends in cannabis cultivars is on a constant churn, making the lifespan of any given kind of flower shorter and shorter. And many of today's consumers make purchases that align with particular growers and brands instead of specific cultivars. The results of cannabis cups once dictated the flavors we'd be smoking for years to come. But in the current marketplace, it can be challenging to shop with particular cannabis crosses in mind due to a lack of consistent availability. That leads to the deceptively simple question: what's the average lifespan of a cannabis strain?
When asked about the trends in cannabis genetics, cannabis expert and author Elise McDonald's thoughts went back to a huge upset that took place at the Cannabis Cup in 2004 when Reefer Man, a Canadian, came into the Dutch scene and took first place in the sativa category for Love Potion #1.
What?
Reefer Man came into their scene and he swept up all the Dutch strains off of the map because he was bringing something new and fresh, she said. In my opinion, what the Dutch were doing in the 90s and early 2000s is the same thing that Californians are doing now. The Dutch had certain strains and everybody was crossing everything to everything else, and they eventually They just had this kind of model where everything became similar, very similar.
McDonald explained that Reefer Man created strains like Love Potion by traveling the world, finding these landrace strains, growing them out in huge fields, and making selections, then breeding. Reefer Man was then able to create a very novel flowers when compared to what was coming out of the Netherlands at the time, she said. I think the same thing is ripe to happen in California. Everybody's tired of these cookies crosses, McDonald said. Everybody's grown out of the same stuff and crossing it willy-nilly to everything else, and it's just become this kind of weird muddle. Now the marketing director at Binsky McDonald also sees a lifespan of strains from a different perspective. The other thing about this hype breeding and this shortening of the cycle of new strains is, as a brand person, we feel pressure from the retailers, she said. The retailers are always wanting us to have something fresh and different in our menu.
She explained that retailers' goals differ from traditional cannabis breeders who spend years stabilizing and maintaining genetics. McDonald likens the conversation around cannabis breeding to dog breeding, saying it took generations of breeding Labradors to poodles to create Labradoodles. And they're still pretty crazy, she said. In cannabis, as with dogs, it takes generations to achieve clearly defined, consistent, and predictable traits. For breeders, that's your IP. That's, your special sauce, McDonald said. And that work takes generations. It takes years to stabilize a strain. So what we're seeing now are these hype strains that are a flash in the pan and they're not stabilized.
Unstable genetics could explain part of the reason why newer cannabis cultivars often lack staying power, but many other factors come into play. Mike Doughton, chief sales officer of Fig Farms, believes that a unique strains walk a popularity parabola that rises and falls in about 5 years. We've had strains like Dark Karma that we've tried to retire, Doughton said. The distributor just says the demand is too high if you retire this, and you're just losing shelf space. You need to keep it growing type of thing. Doughton said more common strains have shorter lifespan as consumer demand drops. For us to bring in a super common strain like Gelato number 41, we have maybe like 6 to 8 month window where we can put out our standard amount before we have to start dropping it down and down and down and eventually backing it out.
Marketing also contributes to a strain's longevity. Sometimes we roll out 4 or 5 new strains in a month and we don't have a marketing package on each one, Doughton said. Those are things that would help extend the life of a strain also, just having a proper marketing kit with it. Another element that keeps strains in the spotlight is their flavor profile, fitting within overarching popular categories such as gas and fruit. Think the hype strains have a lifespan of 5 years, said Luigi Diaz, a comedian who has worked in the cannabis industry for 9 years. That's when it becomes hype. Then everyone grows it to perfection. Then comes the crosses. And by that time, the new hype has grown and the growers have moved on while searching for that new fire. Though gas is forever. I feel like that's totally a tattoo. Gas is forever. And quite honestly, every time I love gassy, very gassy, loud smelling stuff.
Yeah.
Like the fruitier stuff. Those mandarin orange types, I can't do those anymore.
I like those. I like those too, but I definitely like gassy smelling. Like
gas is forever.
True gas is forever. But like I feel like there's certain strains that have been around forever and they're like still available.
Jack Herrera.
Yeah, well that I don't think ever is gonna go away. Yeah. And then like, for example, I bought Northern Lights today when I went
Northern
there.
Lights
That's like one of the old school original strains when we first started getting really good bud and shit. Yeah. And they still have Northern Lights. I feel like, do they just like cycle them in and out? Like, how do they decide?
Well, yeah, I feel like they usually have 1 or 2 strains on deck that people might be familiar with, right? Mm-hmm. Something that they have regularly, and then everything else is just a mishmash of like oh, whatever we're growing now. I guess they'll grow something and then determine its popularity. And if people keep smoking it and liking it, then they keep growing it.
I guess
I don't know.
that's what they're saying.
But even
It's
though,
like
even if
kind
it's
of
the
like
same
they're
strain,
saying they want to retire a strain. They're like, no, you got to keep growing it because people are buying
because
it.
people are
So-
buying it. Yeah. What happens when you try to grow something new to try something new, and there goes a whole crop because nobody wants to buy it, and it
And
sits
there's
on your
like
shelf
there's
forever.
like a breeder, like growers that are cultivating these plants, and they're like trying to figure out the genetics they want, and and then they take years to develop a certain like genetics, like to just grow it for a few years and then move on to something else.
I know that's gotta be tough, right? I mean, you have to learn.
I guess
the
you
ins
would
and
always,
outs
yeah, you
of
would
a
always have to
certain-
keep a mother. I don't know how that works. All right, so Josh Vert, co-founder of Royal Key, known for producing award-winning extracts, a main factor to finding a cultivar to put out on the market, often concerns its ability to become a cannabis concentrate. Another component in play is the way a particular strain grows. Vert entered a few flower entries into this year's Emerald Cup, including Riddles, a phenotype of red pop that was hunted from seed and then crossed with itself. Riddles, he said, didn't turn out to yield well enough to be made into rosin. Yeah, rosin, I can imagine it takes a lot to make rosin. There was a couple of phenos. There was one called Yoplait.
Yoplait, like the yogurt.
Like the yogurt?
Yeah,
Yoplait. That I don't think we officially killed yet, but it's just so mold prone.
Oh, see,
that it didn't make the cut, he said. And you don't find those details out sometimes for a couple of runs of it.
so there must be some strains too sometimes that maybe they're more prone to mold, and it's harder to keep track of the quality on that, or maybe bugs or something that, that's crazy. Vert said it wasn't until Riddles was cured, revealing an aroma similar to the ever-popular tropical fruit and bergamot orange essence of Skittles. I can never say that.
Skittles. It's Skittles.
It's Skittles. It's not Skittles.
It's Skittles.
All right. That he realized he might have something special. Skittles with Z's. It turns out it's really special to me, but that's okay. Vert said, we just look to the people and notice what's really hitting and what gets people excited. We might have missed as well, what we might have missed as well, we don't see everything, smell everything. Vert pointed out that the traditional market drives a lot of trends. He said the terpene profile of Skittles is outstanding, but part of the reason that strain can't or won't die is that cultivar has a brand behind it. The strain's popularity has also led many other brands to use it in their breeding projects. Anytime you breed with that, it's got a Z on it. So it's getting marketed over and over again, he said.
Mm-hmm. Vert explained that the question about a strain's longevity is complex because you could get into how much a brand has to do in marketing with the stability of a strain. And then you've got a market perception, overall acceptability, desirability for the thing. Skittles has those two things in spades.
I feel like Runts is also another
big one.
strain that people go to naturally. So if they see it somewhere, they'll buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's
I got it the last time somewhere.
You did?
I think I bought it at Grow Healthy.
You bought Runts there?
Yeah,
it was good.
Runts.
I've gotten Runts from Liberty too. And then one of our patrons always talks about the Runts from Cookies because she thinks that's like Runts. The bee's knees. Runts, right?
Yeah.
Is that what did I say something else? Runts.
No, I'm not doubting myself. So Alyssa Roberts, chief of staff with Kayla Extracts, agreed that asking about the lifespan of the average strain is a complex question and echoed McDonald in stating that a constant quest for new flavors means cannabis breeders don't always work on genetic stability. The lifespan we see on genetics is around 4 to 5 years when we see a strain really thrive and get that hype before it starts getting crossed, Roberts said. Strain variability and differentiation are all based on the market and what the market wants to see.
You gotta grow with the market.
Consumer,
wants.
bro. It's demand.
Yeah.
It's demand. If people are gonna buy it, they're gonna keep growing it. And I feel like I guess Northern Lights is just that one of those old staple
Yeah, I think it's a
strains that they're always going to be
reliable strain with a name that people won't forget. So
interesting story.
that's cool. Yeah. We got a lot of different strains here all the time, everywhere.
There's so many.
Yeah, there's like insane amounts. And it's like, when they start bastardizing it and they start just like crossing shit left and right. It's romper room. What is that?
Well, that was News Nugs. It's time to move on to
I love you, Miami!
I Love You, Miami. I forgot about the
buffer.
Yeah.
About the time. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I got too into the song.
I know that song is always it's always a bop.
All right, so our Florida stories are
this-
actually recap stories. Like it's kind of updates on things that we've been reporting throughout the year.
And can I say this? I went to Target today to purchase a gift for this party we went to, and as I was getting back into the car,
You were
a pair of gentlemen
solicited?
approached. Yeah, I was solicited to sign a petition. And I was like, because you know what? Isn't it terrible when you're like in the middle of life and you're trying to purchase and you got a lot of things going, especially when you have kids and places you gotta be, things you gotta do. So I was in the store, I was shopping, and I cannot stand when the AT&T people kind of approach you. I go crazy.
I just want to keep walking.
I
feel so bad.
I feel so bad because they lock eyes with you.
I'm like, don't look.
And then you're like,
I don't never look him in the eye.
But you're also like, you can't ignore.
Ignore them. They're human beings.
Yeah, they're searching for your connection. So I'm looking for Barbies in the aisle, and this beautiful young girl approaches me, and she's
in
like,
the store?
"Hello." Yeah, this is for AT&T.
Oh, okay.
Hello, and I'm. How are you doing today? And what do you do? You can't be like.
While you're shopping,
I'm like, oh, I'm good, I'm great. How are you? But in the back, but this is my face, right? It goes from to like, oh, geez, now I gotta fucking do this shit. I don't want to,
What a hard job.
So then I go to her. Oh yeah, she's like, oh, what? Oh, AT&T is having a special plan, and I go. She's like, oh, who do you get your service from? And I'm like, oh, my husband has me on a plan. Like, I'm not in charge of that. She's like, okay, bye. Finally get out of the Target. I think I'm home free. And then these two dudes approach me. And I said, I did one of these. I was like, I'm sorry. I gotta go. I don't have time. I gotta go. Because I what am I gonna do? And then because they get you. They say hello to you.
They were from Safe and Smart.
So they had to be, because it's the only petition going around right now, right? So I'm like, no, I'm too busy. I gotta go. And then he says to me, hey, just legalize marijuana in 2024. And I was like, yeah, but not the way Truly wants to legalize it. I need to grow my own. And he goes, oh, you can grow your own. And I was like, excuse me? He was like, on the down low. And I'm like,
what?
If I did not have to take off, I would have been
how
like,
it is now, bro.
I know. I'm like, I don't want to do it on the down low. God, I mean, I can't grow it. God knows I can't grow it. But I would like the ability to grow it. So anyways, I said, peace out.
I won't grow it.
And I dipped for this, an update on this story. They're doing without us.
That's basically they're right on
they're
track.
Doing very well.
So Florida's marijuana legalization proposal gains momentum.
I guess that's what $20 million does for you.
I think it's been more than 20 million, actually. Yeah. Will new hemp regs derail industry growth? Florida marijuana proposal will nears ballot spot. I want to read it. Get a nears ballot spot in 2024. A measure filed this past summer by Smart and Safe Florida, the political committee proposing a constitutional amendment to legalize recreational cannabis, has garnered well over 2/3 of the votes needed to be placed. Votes, you mean signatures, right? To be placed on the 2024 ballot, reported CBS News.
Probably.
They mean signatures, votes. Yeah. According to the State Division of Elections website, the initiative has collected 635,961.
Damn.
valid signatures as of Tuesday, representing
Wow.
and the story came out April 5th. So as of Tuesday before April 5th, 635,961 valid signatures. That's a lot.
Yeah.
We're representing an increase compared to 420,000 signatures submitted a month ago, which we reported on this show.
Yeah.
We've been tracking
Right.
this, the progress of this. The measure, adult personal use of marijuana, seeks to allow already existing medical marijuana companies such as Trulieve Cannabis Corp. to begin selling recreational cannabis. Trulieve contributed over $20 million to the campaign, of which more than $19 million was spent on expenses related to petition collection and verification.
Oh, they sent us the link to reapply, by the way.
No thanks. The proposition would allow adults over 21 to possess, purchase, or use marijuana products and marijuana accessories for non-medical personal consumption by smoking, ingestion, or otherwise. However, the initiative would not allow home cultivation for personal use. If the political
You're about to jump into a song there. What is it? Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, you sound like you're about to bust into Beach Boys there.
If the political committee gets state Supreme Court approval, the proposal will then need to gather another 891,589 valid signatures. Another on top of what they have.
Are you kidding me?
Or total.
If the political committee gets state Supreme Court approval, the proposal will then need to gather another 800.
I think it might be a mistake. I think they need total 891,589. I don't think
this article was written by Benzinga, and I don't know those guys. We've already had a couple of bumpy roads with those guys.
So I think it might be total because that number looks familiar.
891, 589.
Yeah. So
like all together, that's what they need.
I think so.
Yeah, because they would need to get another 891. Oh my god!
On top of the 600,
Bro, zumba la malanga.
They're
that's
at
crazy.
635,000 now. To get another 891 on top of that. Well, whatever. To be placed on the 2024 ballot.
And well, if it gets placed on the 2024 ballot, Captain J, what are you going to do?
60% of the population would have to vote for it. It won't pass for less than 60%.
What would you? I know. I cannot with a clear conscience say okay to something that doesn't allow us the freedom to grow it ourselves, unfortunately. And I understand that it has a lot to do with verbiage and all of this shit, but at the end of the day, that shit looks shady. I'm not going to
sign that petition. I don't want to be a part of it, but
if it gets on the ballot, you'll vote for it?
I don't know. I will look at the final wording, how it is on the ballot, see where we are. But the thing is that it would open so many opportunities. Yes, it'll be mostly for fucking Trulieve and all the other current MFCs out. But it would open a lot of other opportunities for other businesses as well, right? Like, it's recreational now. You don't think eventually that's going to
be illegal?
No, but like what I mean is like, you don't think that's going to eventually lead to things like consumption lounges, like eventually?
Yes.
As they continue to like, it'll be also a lot easier to get away with doing parties and events and things like that happening at those kind of things. I don't know. What's the law going to be about consumption? Is it in the home? Like, I would have to see everything. I don't remember. Right. Like, what there's like less people be getting arrested for it, being put in jail. Yeah,
there's got to be a couple of extra additional things.
Because if it's legal and you can have it possessed and you can be smoking it, nobody should be getting arrested for it anymore. Right. The only way they would be getting arrested for it is if like they're growing it. They're not supposed to be growing it, right? That's the big downfall of this. So I don't know.
This is
if it gets there, I don't know.
Yeah,
I might vote for it.
I don't know. I feel a little I don't know.
Jaded.
We'll
yeah.
see when they get there, but it looks like they're getting there. So we'll
It
keep
looks
you
like
posted.
they're on their way.
This is the next one that we've been talking about. It's about the hemp regulations. Critics warn proposed hemp regulations will destroy Florida's hemp industry. Meanwhile, a pair of measures introduced recently seeks to regulate the state's hemp industry further. SB 1676 and HB 1475 would limit total THC. No.
Oh.
Content in hemp products is why we need a teleprompter to 0.5 milligrams per serving and 2 milligrams per package, and would likely prohibit Delta 8 and most full spectrum hemp CBD products, as well as the marketing of hemp products to minors, reported Ware News. Floridians should feel safe when products sold in our state, with products sold in our state, said Republican Senator Colleen Burton, who is behind SB 1676. They deserve to have confidence knowing hemp extract products are not marketed in a way that is confusing or misleading, especially for children who mistake them for candy. Agriculture Commissioner Wilton Simpson also supports the push to further regulate the hemp space. Some say this bill will end the hemp industry, Simpson said. Let me be clear, the current Wild West situation selling anything to anyone is going to end. Those claiming that bills threaten to endanger the existence of hemp industry said that thousands would suffer the consequences of the policy change. Over 100,000 jobs will be lost overnight because of this bill. Small business would go bankrupt and be out of business overnight, one of the public speakers said. Now, look, I feel like this hemp bill I do feel that it is kind of the wild, wild west.
Mhm.
I feel that because of Delta 8, people have started to try to figure out how to use the loopholes to their advantage and create other synthetic cannabinoids. I think that there does need to be some regulation because some of this shit is crazy. We need to, but I do definitely also think that that's just like educate themselves about the products they're taking, not to just take anything, and be smart about what you
Mhm,
consume. But the availability of it is really, you can get this stuff anywhere.
Yeah.
So there does need to be some regulations, but I think that people that are in the business and work with hemp need to be making the laws about it. And I don't think that people that have no fucking idea what it's about and how it works, I don't think they have any business.
Well, you can't really
setting it
have
up.
the industry making the regulations that they need to follow to make it safe.
Right, but there needs to be someone who knows what's going on in order to be able to.
They need to do their due diligence, do their research, speak to people in the industry, learn about it before making any rules and
Right.
regulations about it. There has to be research and that's the thing. There isn't really much research that has come out on all these new synthetic cannabinoids that they've taken from hemp with the farm bill.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to use that farm bill
Everybody's trying to their advantage,
to see how they can make money off hemp.
Right.
And so what we're gonna have Riley coming on the show. Like, she's supposed to go over some of the research she saw that's come out so far about it, and how they're learning that there's other molecules in these synthetic cannabinoids that they don't know what, they can't account for it.
Right, because they don't know about it that
yeah.
much yet.
So there's still a lot to be learned, and they don't know anything about these molecules and the way they work.
Yeah.
I don't know. There got to be regulation, but they got to do it right.
Right.
You can't just be like, there's already a very robust business built on this.
Yeah.
And a lot of hundreds of thousands of jobs in the state of Florida. So thousands of small businesses. Like, you gotta figure it out, because these people can't just lose their jobs overnight.
Right.
They need time to be able to adapt to whatever regulations.
Exactly.
And they're already there's already certain testing being done, right? They all have their certificate of analysis where they're testing for certain
but that's
things.
the thing. We don't know, since there are no real regulations within the hemp industry. We don't know what some of these companies are putting on their packages. We're not sure that that's legit. They're not doing tests on Delta 8. They're not showing you what is it called? POAs. or analysis is on.
certificate of analysis.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of them
COAs.
have their little thing, and you could scan
For
it.
the Delta 8 stuff, the hemp stuff.
I believe so.
Some of it, but I don't know. I've seen a lot of stuff that's just kind of
even CBD and all of that. I thought it was required. I thought that was the very bare minimum was like there's certain like testing you have to make sure that it's safe to be consumed for people to use it. All right, so our next story is actually also an update on something we reported I think last season.
Yeah.
It
It was a while back.
Yeah,
The
it
Circle
was
K.
Yep.
The weed Circle K.
Green thumb deal to sell medical marijuana at Florida gas stations on hold amid litigation.
Surprise, surprise.
So we
Come
already
on,
knew
what?
it was on hold because nothing had been officially approved.
Yeah.
But apparently now there's some litigation going on. So a novel deal unveiled more than 5 months ago by Green Thumb Industries to lease space and open medical marijuana dispensaries adjacent to Circle K convenience stores in Florida has yet to win approval from state regulators and is now in litigation. The plan, which would allow motorists to pump gasoline at select Circle K convenience stores and purchase medical marijuana from an adjacent Rise Express dispensary, drew national news coverage last October. Yeah, they would have to be a registered patient. They would have to be.
Yeah, it was a huge PR stunt to get their name, which hey, it worked.
Like
it was
it was going to the gas station because now buy the weed.
It was pretty. It was a story that went pretty viral though with them, and it was good for publicity. But it was true. We've talked to them, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna, you guys should come to the grand opening of the Circle K." And we're like, "Yeah. Let us know when it happens."
We're still waiting to hear that.
We'll be there eventually one day.
Yeah. So at the time, GTI founder and CEO Ben Kovler called the deal a game changer, adding convenience is a strong channel in retail and people want more access to cannabis. I mean, that is pretty convenient.
We've talked about it before where it's like, oh, this kind of further destigmatizes it.
Yeah. It's like getting beer at the gas station.
Yeah.
Getting weed.
I know, but I feel like that is something that we would get to once it's recreational. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like seeing this while it's still medical is still a little premature.
There's pharmacies that are like in and out. Like
but are there pharmacies in a gas station is what I'm saying.
I don't know about a gas station.
You know what I'm saying?
There are grocery stores.
Right. And I would assume too that this would have a separate hour open, separate retail hours from the gas station as
Obviously,
well.
they're not. I don't think they're going to even share a lobby. I think it would be like
separate business, just attached,
but like kind of like a duplex.
Yeah.
It's the same building, but like separate entries,
like my house.
So shortly after the October announcement, however, MJ Biz Daily confirmed that the state's medical cannabis regulator hadn't signed off on the deal, a position that has remained unchanged since then. The department's stance has not changed. Health Department spokesman Jay Williams told MJ Biz Daily this week. The deal is currently in litigation, so I can't comment any further on that. Williams didn't provide details about the nature of the litigation.
Yeah, the state's just like
tea.
The state is just like, yeah, right, bro.
This ain't happening.
GTI, a Chicago-based multi-state operator this week, noted the realities of the situation. As with all Rise dispensary locations in Florida, the opening of Rise Express stores remains subject to regulatory approval, the company said in a statement sent to MJ Biz Daily on Thursday. GTI operates 7 Florida dispensaries under its Rise Express brand, according to the company's website. Circle K's Florida operation and the company's Canada-based parent, Alimentation Couche-Tard. What?
I'm sorry.
Did not respond to MJ Pitt's daily inquiries. Alimentation Couche-Tard. Circle K, headquartered in Vancouver, British Columbia, has more than 600 stores in Florida. Parent company Alimentation Couche-Tard has inked. That is such a.
I'm glad I know.
Why do they name? Why is that company named that? That must be somebody's last name. Yeah. Has inked similar deals in Canada that allow for the co-location of a cannabis retail outlet at Circle K locations. In Florida, GTI had a plan to start. You got a hold of yourself there, buddy? To start a test and learn rollout this year with about 10 stores across the state, the company said in October news release. This bitch is dying over here. let me scroll for myself while you catch your breath there, buddy. You got some words coming up. Under this arrangement and Florida rules, MMJ dispensary operators would have to submit a variance request with the regulators, according to Florida cannabis attorney Matt Ginder. I'll keep reading because she's laughing. If that request advanced to regulators would perform a site inspection to ensure the property complies with state law, and if so, would ultimately grant a dispensary authorization. Ginder expressed some doubts the project design would be approved as originally envisioned. It's hard for me to speculate, but if anybody is envisioning that it's going to be a concept like a subway and a gas station, that's something that would just run afoul of the law and regulation, said Ginder, and a partner in the cannabis practice group of Fort Lauderdale headquartered Green Spoon Martyr. GTI emphasized, because at some point my tongue is like, fuck you.
GTI emphasized in October correspondence with MJ Biz Daily.
Exactly.
That its stores would be adjacent to Circle K locations, not inside them.
Oh,
See,
God.
like exactly what we said.
Right.
Green Thumb shares trade on the Canadian Securities Exchange as GTII and on U.S. over-the-counter markets as GTBIF.
Or Gizbiff.
In case you want to try to invest before this doesn't get approved.
Circle K.
I mean, oh my God, look at me from crying. I literally cried from all the laughing.
You're such a cooch tard. Cooch tard.
Oh, I'm sorry. I laughed right into the mic, but he put it right up on the screen. The cooch tard. I can't. They had to, if that's somebody's name, I can't imagine the bullying as a kid.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
for sure.
Cooch tard.
Yeah.
That's the name of the episode.
Yowza. Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, look, there's
See, right next
the
to it.
rendering.
You know, and I've seen a lot of Circle K's that do have that extra side space, you know, extra adjacent space.
Adjacent
because you know they're trying to ride that.
we need to open like a smoke shop and a Circle K.
Listen, there are one too many smoke shops. If
a
there's
joke.
one too many things in this world right now, it's smoke shops and crab restaurants.
There's so many.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere. I just saw a commercial for a crab restaurant in Doral.
There's-
That's like an
look,
all-you-can-eat, like
I'm sorry, there's
seafood
never
restaurant.
enough good crab restaurants.
But I feel like I go, and is this ridiculous of me
There are
to
not
think?
that many down here.
There's
like
there
here.
wasn't. There
Here.
are now. There's a ton of them. Oh, well, locally,
Yeah.
look them up. There's everywhere.
I like to go to Crabman 305.
Crabman 305. We're giving a shout out to Crabman 305.
Oh my God.
Hopefully
Okay.
he hears this and sends us some crab this way.
Yeah, if you know, they're in like Opalaka, and it's not even a sit down restaurant
Like
where you
a
order to
takeout?
go. Yeah, and the shit's good. They have like this crab rice, this like Cajun rice with like
Oh my
chunks of crab
God,
in
can
it.
we order it right now?
And they have
Jeez.
it's so good.
But I've been like, so many crab restaurants in a recession. Like, how we got? I ain't got no crab money. Everybody running around with crab money. Do you guys got crab money? Because it's smoke shops and crabs. That's all we got here. Smoke shops and crabs.
There are a lot of smoke
Oh,
shops.
look at that.
Look, Crabman
That's his
305.
logo.
See, yeah, I think that is they have that there. I believe
That looks
might
like the dot. Is that? Can you put that logo back up?
it does look like the Dolphins.
It looks like the Dolphins logo,
with
right?
The sun
Yeah, with the crab inside of it.
with a crab instead of the dolphin. Crabman 305.
Oh my gosh.
This shit's good, bro.
We're gonna hit him up. We're gonna show him a clip of this podcast. Be like, "Hey, guy, we're shouting you
Sponsor
out.
our podcast.
Send us some food,
Can I
man.
just get free crab, bro.
Give us some free crab. Pay us in crabs, the delicious kind."
I had some for my birthday. I ordered from them.
Ooh, I may have to ask for crabs for a Mother's Day. Hey
Well,
guys,
we've reached the end of the show.
we are coming to a complete stop. Don't unfasten your seatbelts just yet. We want to give a special thanks to our sponsors, much like Fluent. Hey, Fluent, we
What's
love
up?
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sponsoring the podcast. You guys, show Fluent some love.
Lady Madonna was a hit today.
Yes. And I loved my cake boss. Thank you. That's the outside. Wow,
See,
that
look,
looks
support
so
small
high, Aaliyah.
business. It's Opalaka.
I'm gonna call
okay?
them right now.
Small black-owned business in Opalaka, Florida.
And if anybody knows about crabs, it's Opalaka. Hey, thank you. You are one of the MVPs here for listening to this podcast. We really appreciate your ears, your time, your energy. We love it. Big special thank you to our patrons.
Yeah, Destiny,
Christy,
Denise,
Peaches,
Meredith,
Natalie,
Angelina,
Jenny,
Catherine,
Jay,
Chrissy,
Jesse,
Diane,
Gabby,
and Leslie. What? Thank you guys. We love you guys so much. And that is our show. Please check out our website, rate, review, subscribe, share our shit. See you next week.
Pew, 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 pew. Finger guns.